have you been in the Melph all your life?
Yeah, I would probably say, I'm gonna say majority of my life. I mean, I've lived in other places, but majority of my life was definitely in the Melph, bro.
Well, how would you describe the Melph back then when you were growing up?
Back then, uh, man, it's a lot of different ways to describe the project. Coming up in the project back then, man, because at different times of your life, in different phases of your life, you looked at it in the Melph as in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the time frames and what you were doing at that time, the Melph helped made me who I am today. It like helped carve me into the dude that I am today. You know what I'm saying? So the different phases of my life that I went through in the Melph helped me to become a better person. So I feel like I'm glad I went through the stuff that I went through because it definitely toughened you up. You know what I'm saying? Being in a project where it toughened you up because every day it was something going on. You either got into a fight or it was a shootout with somebody going on, or that you saw, or you saw somebody getting shot at, or saw somebody getting killed. So yeah, that Melph, you gotta say, I say 2 words, hard body. Hard body. Believe that. That Melph was a force to be reckoned with, man, growing up in that project. You were tested just about every day with something. So yeah, it helped characterize you. It helped made you who you were. You know what I'm saying? If you were weak, you folded. But if you were strong, you stood tall. Right.
So, like, were there any people you said you had to be strong, and they like if you wasn't strong, you were folded? Were there any people that was like nerdy or school type oriented people that came out the Melph?
Yes, indeed. It was a lot of them. It was a lot of different people, man. See, before I was street smart, I was book smart. So at one time, I was one of those nerdy dudes. I was one of those dudes that stayed in school and got good grades, and I was in talent shows and stuff like that. I played sports. A lot of dudes started off like that. But as time went on, the stuff that we grew up around, we wanted to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? That became us and we became that. So a lot of dudes that came up, and some of them, I mean, they stuck to their path. I got a brother. He was a real book smart dude. And my mama got 4 boys and 1 girl. And 3 of us was just in the streets. He was the only one that chose, to not sell drugs and not get involved with the streets. You know what I'm saying? And that worked for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy he chose that path. But there was a lot of dudes like that in the project that chose to stay on the right path, and then there was some that chose to go the opposite direction.
What was the shaping point of you turning to the streets more?
I would say,
About what age?
I had to be like 15 when I started hustling. Yeah, I was like 15 when I first started hustling. I had to become a man early. Being a big brother to my 3 other brothers and my sister. My life changed a lot more, I would say, to the streets when I was robbed in a project when I got off work one night.
Wow.
And I got shot because I was trying to take the gun from the dude that was robbing me. So I would say that was a major turning point for me to get more into the streets, because when I was like 15, I was only like petty hustling, selling weed, a little crack every now and then, but mostly selling weed. But when I got to that point where I was robbed from coming from work, I just kind of like turned me into a whole nother person, because I had different experiences with fighting and all of that. But when I got robbed, I wanted some get back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That made me feel like I wanted to turn to the streets more. Yeah. So I went out and brought a little piece, because was told a couple of times to get one, but I never got one. But that infuriated me, pissed me off, and made me want to go get a yad. So that really hit a light switch for me. Yeah.
Can you walk us through that night you got shot or robbed?
Oh man, I had got out of work. I was working in the New Orleans Center. If you remember that, they had Lord and Taylor's and Macy's over there. in the New Orleans Center and the food
East?
court area. No, New Orleans, uptown New Orleans, right next to the Superdome. The Benson Tower, the
Oh,
Benson Towers. It's
that's
the
probably
pink building
from
next to the
uptown.
Superdome. At the bottom of it was the New Orleans Center. You know what I'm saying? It had 2 floors in there. They had Macy's, they had Lord and Taylor's, and they had other small stores in there like Foot Locker, you know what I'm saying? Champs. They had a place called Levante. That's where everybody was getting their Versaces and stuff like that out of there. You know, different nice gear and stuff. You know, the little Rockaway gear and all that was popping. They went to that store there on the second floor. They had a Cafe Du Monde in there. And where I worked at, they had a Chick-fil-A. They had a Chick-fil-A. They had Frankenstein, which was a hot dog place. They had a Chinese restaurant there. But I worked at Chick-fil-A at the time. And I got off late, went cast my check, went inside, come back outside to go through the cold way. And I actually was counting a few dollars in my hand, and dude come up on me and put the gun in my face and told me he wanted everything I had. So he was kind of close to me, so I reached out and grabbed a gun, tried to take the gun from him. We tussled for the gun, so we ended up close to each other, tussling for the gun, and the gun went off, hitting me in the foot. When it hit me in the foot, he kind of took off running, and I dropped the gun because I had the gun by then. I looked at my foot and was able to see the concrete ground. Yeah, that's how big the hole was. They had to go in my hip and take a bone out of my hip and put in my foot. And right now today, there's a plate in my right foot where that bone is, and they got 3 screws in it. And sometimes when I go to certain clothing stores or certain stores, like even sometimes when I go to the airport, it'll make the sensors go off. Yeah, like sometimes one that I always happen with when I go to Saks Fifth Avenue on Canal Street. When I go in Saks a lot in that mall in Canal Place, it always go off in there when I put my feet in there. Yeah. I was picking with a lady in there one day. She thought I was in there stealing. Yeah. And when I went out the door and my foot went off, she was already on my trail. So she called the security and all of that. So the next time I went in there, I was trying to piss her off. I was just look at her, see her over there on the register, and just stick my foot in there just to make it go off, make her nerves bad. Yeah, I used to do that shit on purpose to her. Oh, man. Yeah, real talk. Shit.
Damn. Man, I'm sorry to hear that happened to you.
Oh, it's all good, man. Life in the hood. Yeah. Like I said, either going to build you up or tell you down.
At what age that happened?
Oh, man, I think I had to be like 18, 19.
18, 19. Yeah. Man, you said Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A was open way back?
What? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Damn.
Real talk.
That's crazy.
Chick-fil-A been around that long, boy.
Damn. So I don't, that's crazy. I never heard of Chick-fil-A. I must not have been around. Damn. I ain't never heard
Chick-fil-A been around a long time.
Damn. That's
Real
crazy.
Talk. For a lot of people, and that was the top of the line spot. It was like this. If you ate there, that meant you had a few hours. That's what people were saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Real talk.
How easy was it to get a gun back then?
Oh, man. Hang outside by the stove for a little while. Hang outside by the stove for a little while. Somebody gonna walk up. I mean, you could go on the set by the stove. You go on the set. Somebody gonna walk up. Man, I got a 38. Hey, I got a 9 for sale. I got a 357 for sale. Say, bro, I got a messed up AK. Yeah, real talk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All type of guns. Yeah. Tech 9, Mag 11, Mag 10. People used to come up with all kind of guns. You wouldn't believe that people would be selling those type of guns.
You think it was the port? Being that close to the port?
Yeah. We were right there, uptown. Man, so much stuff coming through there, bro. You got the port right there. You got the Greyhound Amtrak station. You used to be hitting the trains. Man, it used to be all kind of stuff, bro. People used to be breaking into pawn shops back then. Yeah, that was heavy back then. Breaking into the pawn shop. Yeah. You know you coming out there with some guns and some other stuff. That was the lick. Yeah. If you was able to get into the back of a pawn shop, that was the lick. You was going to make bread. Yeah, so a few dudes did it. They coming through there with everything, bro. Real talk.
How was the crack era back then?
Oh, man.
Well, how was, I know I've asked, the heroin was the main drug being sold
in the Melph.
before crack.
Yeah.
So how was that before crack came?
Man, listen. Zombies. A lot of people were zombies, like walking around in the Melph, bro. We used to be kind of a competition a little bit with the St. Thomas Project with who had the best heroin. And St. Thomas, at one point in time, the Melph had the best heroin. Well, we say heroin, you know, up north is heroin. But at one time we had the best, and then the St. Thomas Project came with their 911. That's the name they put on it. Oh, man, listen, we couldn't touch that.
Damn.
St. Thomas took over that, but after a while, when they fell off and they didn't have it anymore, the Melph kind of, you know, came back through and got some more stuff that was, you know, kind of untouchable. Yeah, but it bothered me in a way because a heroin addict is 10 times worse than a crack addict. Crack addicts do all type of stuff to get the money to get the crack, but them heroin addicts, they gonna put their life on the line. They do not care. They don't care about nothing. They gonna do any and everything to get them a bag of dope. So that's a different animal right there. Man, that used to piss me off. I used to trip out. It was dudes that used to come through there, bro, and do all type of stuff. Like one dude, bro, I mean, I'll never forget this, bro. He had made his own bag of heroin. So this is what he did. The heroin be different colors. So we had some real dark brown heroin that looked like brown sugar. So he come in the project to buy some heroin, but he said he want to see what we got. So it's like 5 of us standing right there, but he don't know who he want to get it from. So he looking at, let me see how it look. Let me see what color it is. Because sometimes y'all tell us it's one color and then it be a whole nother color when we get where we going. I said, somebody playing with you like that? He said, yeah. I said, all right, cool. So he opened up like 5 different bags. Now, it was crazy because we allowed him to do that. Normally, that don't go like that. You know what I'm saying? But we allowed this dude to do that. For what reason, I don't know. It just went like that this in particular day. But he made his own bag of heroin. He got a towel in his hand like he wiping the sweat off his face because he's sweating so hard. But he keeping a towel a certain way. He keeping it hanging long, but he got it in his hand like this. But right there in the middle of the towel, on the end of the towel, he got a bag of heroin. But it's not a bag of heroin. It's brown sugar. So when he asked me to get it to him, to get him my bag, he wanted to look at it because I was the last one he asked. When I give him my bag, he done swapped the bag out and took the bag that I gave him, the real heroin for me, and gave me back another bag. But the bag was so wrinkled, I knew my bag wasn't like that, and I folded it a certain way. So I'm like, this is not the bag I gave you. But as I'm talking to him, he's backing up and getting closer and closer to the cut that we had so he could run. Man, that man took off running with that bag. Me and 2 of those other guys that was standing up there hustling with me took off running behind this dude, bro. Man, he put his life on the line. Now, he see all us got guns on us. He did not care, bro. He did not care. He put his life on the line to get that high.
Man.
Yeah, he ran game for real.
Man.
Yeah, he went that far.
I ain't gonna lie, you ain't lying about a crackhead, because crackheads, they wash your car, they cut your grass,
right?
They come fix your plumbing, you
yeah,
you get under it. Man, God rest his soul, up the street, a crackhead. I don't mean to call him that. I don't be like, because I ain't gonna lie, especially the ones that be working, you hear me? Because they come through, like, he'd come through, do the whole flow. Like, one time, the shit had bust. He cut the whole flow out. Redid that shit. You know how much a motherfucker charge to do that shit?
Yeah, and talented. It be a lot of them like that. Talented,
man,
bro.
I'm talking about saving the fucking day. And then I don't put my mama business out there, but sometimes mama, give him a rock. Mama,
right, y'all used to bless his game for doing all of that.
I used to be like, my mama, I used to think back in the days, like, my mama used to have dope and give it to dope heads for certain things.
Yeah, bro. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Yeah. Shit, my uncles used to be on dope, knocking all night and shit. You hear me?
Yeah, but that was the way back then.
Yeah.
Instead of paying them cash,
Yeah.
people would give them drugs.
Yeah.
So that was the
Yeah.
wave back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, certain people still do that today. But back then it was really the wave.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, the crack era.
Mm-hmm.
How was that when it switched from heroin to crack?
Man, it was bad. It was bad because a lot of people saw how the heroin had turned people into zombies and they wouldn't mess with it. They were scared of it. When they talk about the heroin, they got to say you got that monkey on your back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about the heroin.
Yeah.
But with crack, everybody became crackheads. People you least expected became crackheads. There was a girl I was in high school with, man. She was a senior and I was a senior at the same time. She got on that crack. You know what I'm saying? So it was easier to get that for people. You know what I'm saying? So that crack was bad with that crack. When that crack hit, bro, it changed lives in a lot of ways. You lost your mama, you lost your daddy. They became different people. If they mess with that. If they mess with that crack, bro, it was a whole nother individual. So watching that process, man, wasn't nothing like that. That was crazy, bro. That was crazy. The weight that people were losing, like face sunk in, don't even look the same no more. So, you know, I mean, all of that goes on with a heroin addict, but it was 10 times worse with a crackhead because I'm talking about how they looked and the shit that they did. You didn't want nobody related to you getting on that. You was embarrassed to say my uncle or my auntie or my mama or my daddy was on crack. Imagine saying my sister or my brother on crack. So, yeah, you were embarrassed for that. Nobody wanted to have their family member get on crack or no drug like heroin or none of that. But that crack ever hit, bro, it was a different level.
I know a girl that she was real pretty, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be honest. I know my girl probably. The girl was real pretty, and she got on that dope, and now she just unrecognizable.
Right.
I see her today.
Yeah, it's a lot of chicks like that got on that heroin. People we went to school with, people we used to work with. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I'd see the day where I see one of my coworkers, because at 15 I had started working at Popeyes on St. Charles. Girl I was working with, this girl had to be like 19, 20 years old, man. Beautiful, fine, nice, chic, cool looking chick, man. Real smart, you know, beautiful. Never thought she'd mess with that crack. But her boyfriend at that time was sneaking and doing crack and introduced her to it. And the crazy part about it, she used to act bad with everybody. She used to act bad. Like, let me holler at you. Let me get your phone number. No, I'm good. I'm straight. I don't want to talk to you. You know, she was a, she was a nice chick. She didn't want nobody to talk to her. She was in love with her boyfriend. And that dude put her on crack. Introduced her to crack. And when she got on that crack, all the dudes that wanted to get with her in that way got with her. They were dogging out, bro. I hated to see that, but hey, you know what I'm saying? That crack, bro.
I think Tramadol is the same way right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, them women
Yeah,
doing a lot for
Tramadol
the
is hitting
Tramadol
hard right now. Yeah, that's the wave right now in New Orleans. The what they call them, the 200s. 200 milligram Tramadol. That's crazy. That's crazy. I never seen so many young dudes messing with that. You know what I'm saying? Tramadol. I remember now at first it was the females loving the trains. But now it's the little young dudes, you know what I'm saying? The little younger generation, like 25, 20, 19, 18, want the 200s. Who got 200s? 200s? Man, I was in the corner store, and the dude coming there, and I don't think he knew who I was. He was just like, "Say, big homie, you got the tools?" I said, "The what?" The tools. What's the tools? He said, the 200s. I said, "What is that?" The train. I said, "No, bro, I ain't got none of that. I'm good. I'm straight." I said, "Man, I just got off work, little brother." Man, the dude had to be like 18 years old.
Crazy.
I'm talking about scratching, itching, tripping.
Crazy.
I'm talking about, man, bro, eyes big, face small. I'm like, damn, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man. Richard Pena.
Richard Pena. Wow. Big dog. Big dog. I'm talking about, yeah, was that nigga. He wasn't African American, but he was that nigga. He was that dude, bro. Real talk.
I'm
That
just
dude was a
learning.
hustler. You just learning about
I'm
him?
just learning about it. He wasn't a black dude. He was.
I think he was. I think he had black in his family. I'm gonna say that.
All right.
Cause his swag, he had a black dude swag.
Yeah.
Now I don't know his nationality, but I know he wasn't full black.
Yeah.
I want to say he probably was black and Cuban, something like that.
Oh well, there you
Or
fuck
black
you
and
though.
Dominican, yeah, something like that. But man, listen. Only thing in my mind is feed the masses, cause that's what he did. It was a drought with drugs, and dude came through, and like he had a loaf of bread and broke it and fed everybody. You know what I'm saying? Dude was a different type of dude, man.
Yeah.
Dude was a different type of dude. That man, and in every way possible. You know what I'm saying? From what I knew of him, you wasn't gonna starve being around him or dealing with him. If you was rocking with him, he was rocking with you. He gonna make sure you eat. Definitely, he gonna make sure you eat. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't a real person that I'm gonna say what's the word I'm looking for. He wasn't a real outside person. You know what I'm saying? You very rarely gonna see this dude. Like you ain't gonna go to the local club and see this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah. You had to be around the right people to see this dude anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He had time when he would probably go in the city and sit down somewhere and eat. You might see him like that. But like going to the club and hanging and all of that, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. No indeed, no.
Yeah.
Dude was one of those heavy hitters, man. All right, like when you think about dudes that was millionaire hustlers like in New York, like Frank Lucas. Richard P was like the Frank Lucas in New Orleans. Big old facts. Big old facts. Real talk.
Was he born here or was he?
I'm not sure. I don't believe he was though, but
No.
yeah, I think
I'm gonna go
he
do
migrated here.
I'm gonna do my research.
Yeah, you got to do your research on that one, but
Cause it's like the third time somebody mentioned his name, and I've seen documentaries and
yeah,
they mentioned his name.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Dude was that man. He was that dude. Real talk.
Yeah. Was he around for the heroin?
Ever all
Yeah.
that. All
I'm
that.
saying heroin.
Yeah, but guess what? He stuck mostly, I believe, to the cocaine side of things. You know what I'm saying? I think he dabbled in that a little bit, but you know, I'm not sure. I can't really speak on that. But from what I get, most of it was the yayo. Yeah, big old facts.
White girl.
Bricks.
Damn.
With an S. Enough bricks to build another project.
Damn.
For real. It was serious like that.
You
real
think,
talk. Yeah, man.
You think he was breaking off Birdman? Think there was?
I wouldn't know.
There wasn't no.
I wouldn't.
But he had his hand in a lot of people that came up that was big.
Yeah. In the city, yeah. He made a lot of dudes rich. Yeah. Changed a lot of people's lives. Yeah. Definitely did that.
What was his downfall?
The wrong people, being around the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? And having the wrong people in I don't want to say his organization, but having the wrong individuals around him, you know what I'm saying, that played a part in it because when they got busted or when they got caught up, they talked. You know what I'm saying? So normally that be it. With people like that, that's big like that, it's normally the people that's around you that's gonna bust you and get you, sent to jail. So you gotta be very, very careful with that. Yeah. And the people that you have around. I'm talking about with anything. Yeah. I don't care what it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing something illegal, do it by yourself. You ain't gonna rat on you. You ain't gonna rat on you. You ain't gonna tell on yourself. You're right. So I think the best way to do something is by yourself. Real talk. All right. Real talk. That's one thing I always did for me. 9 times out of 10, if I'm doing something wrong, I'm doing it by myself. Because I ain't gonna tell on me. Good. It's a lot of different things I did. I done it by myself. And I don't talk about that, brag about that, nobody I never know. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna go to the grave with me. But when you got the wrong people around you, and a lot of times people get the big head, you know what I'm saying? You feeding them and making sure they eat, making sure they good, they want more. A lot of times people want more than what they getting or want more than what they deserve. All right, so they're going to try to get you out of the way so they could be the man. They see what you're doing and be like, I could do that. I could do what he's doing. I could make that money like that. There you go. You got to be careful with that.
I wanted to ask you, we were talking about I wanted to ask you, have you ever been to jail?
Yeah, I've been in jail a few times.
All right. At what age was your first time you went to jail?
I think the first time I went to jail at 16, I ran from the police. I was around some guys that were hustling and selling crack, and the police just hit the cold way on everybody, and I just took out me.
Right.
So they came behind me. They went behind a few other guys, and the ones that they did catch, me and like maybe it was like 5 of us. But at this time, it was the jump out boys. You know what I'm saying? So they come in the cold way from both sides, came in on everybody. Everybody took out running. We scattered like red ants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I ended up going to jail for somebody else's drugs. You know, but I ain't sit but like 30 days. You know, me being so young, they cut me loose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because everybody was older than me. You know what I'm saying? I did that a lot. I hung around a lot of older guys. But yeah, they cut me loose.
Yeah. What was the longest time you ever been in jail?
The longest amount of time?
Yeah.
6 flat. 6 flat years.
What was that for?
That was for the sex offender charge that I caught. The bad rape charge I caught. I did 6 flat years.
All right.
Yeah, because they offered me, they started with 20, then they offered me 10, then they offered me 8. But by this time, I can't pay my paid lawyer no more, so I got to get a state lawyer. So they offered me a 6 years with the state lawyer. And he wasn't trying to fight for me. But right before we got to pick the jury going to trial, they said, well, we're going to make this last offer 6 years. You're going to take it or what? So took about maybe 3.5 hours, maybe 13, 14 people, family members, to convince me to take the 6 because I was ready to go to trial.
Yeah.
But I ended up taking the 6 years. But if I'd have known what I know now,
yes,
I would have never took that. I'd have went all the way to trial with that. Yeah, definitely.
It was
because I didn't know like all the rules and regulations to that, and I didn't know how it would hinder me from getting certain jobs and doing certain things and going certain places and doing certain stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know all of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they ran one on me. Yeah. The banana in the tailpipe, what I call it. Yeah. Can't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's why I tell a lot of these younger dudes don't go to jail. Because if you don't know the ins and outs and you don't know what, being in jail, what it entails and what goes along with it, you got to know about this crime and this criminal system and how much time charges carry. You got to know all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because they get into these situations and they don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that they're going to use your prior convictions against you. You know what I'm saying? And they only do that in Louisiana. They don't do that nowhere else. Nowhere else that I know of, they do that. But in Louisiana, I know for sure. Because I done visited a few other states. And sometimes when I go to these other states, I ask questions like that. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you ever hear the Jay-Z, and I think it's Jay-Z and R. Kelly song called Not Guilty. It's a song they made called Not Guilty. Jay-Z and R. Kelly.
I think I heard
and
it.
Jay-Z said he went to trial. Now give me back my, not guilty, now give me back my bread. You could go to trial in New York, and the money you spend on a lawyer,
they give it back.
They're going to give it back to you. That ain't happening in Louisiana, partner. Damn sure not New Orleans. That ain't happening. You know what I'm saying?
They made a mistake for something I did and I paid for it. And it was like, and I was like, well, y'all don't give me the money back? They was like, no, we don't give you
They don't believe in giving no money back, bro. They can have you bad, wrong as 2 left shoes, and will not give you your bread back, bro.
I don't see it.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I done seen dudes get caught up in a car with a bad charge. Dude got a gun on him. the gun is in his mom's name, but he got $18,000 in the car with him. This man had to go through 4 or 5 different judges to get his money back. He got his mom gun in the car, but he went to the casino. It wasn't Caesars, it was Harris. And it was at the Municipal Auditorium. Went to Harris, hit at the casino, got pulled over, got his mom's gun in the car. They took the man money along with the gun. His mom's went signed her paperwork, showed her paperwork, got her gun back. It took this man 1.5 years to get his 18 bands back. They don't want to give you your money back for nothing, bro.
You know what they do that? What I feel like they do, when they confiscate money, they spend that money.
Yeah.
Right away. If it ain't nothing that got to do with murder.
Or they keep it. You know what I'm saying?
Or they keep it.
Like they'll tell you, like New Orleans was so corrupt at that time, bro, 95, 96, 97, 98. They'll tell you they lost the money in the evidence room. You still got to fight to get that money, bro. But they'll tell you the money was lost in the evidence room. How is that possible?
That's locked up under camera. You heard
Oh, man.
And
come on,
under
bro.
guard. Like,
man, I've heard that before. That's why I'm saying that. I've heard that. Somebody was told their money was lost in the evidence room.
I got caught with a pistol and the gun came out of NOP lockup and they had a body on it.
Wow.
And the reason why they dismissed my case is because the gun came out of NOPD lockup.
Wow. Now how that gun got out of there?
How that gun got out there?
That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, bro. Good talk.
Mm-hmm. Man. So how is it you went to OPP?
Yeah, I hit a lot of jails. I done hit OPP, HOD. Mm-hmm. That's the jail they broke out of.
Yeah.
I done hit CCC.
What is that?
HOD?
Yeah.
Well, it's shut down. It's the address they used to use, all of them use this address, 3000 Perdido, but it's right behind OPP, the old parish.
All right.
But HOD, yeah, that's the jail that they broke out of.
All right. Recently.
What's that? I think that was after Katrina. I had a few friends in there, matter of fact. I had a few partners in there when that happened. They were leaving out of the jail, going on Bourbon Street. And
you talking about the Bourbon Street stuff before this recent?
Yeah, before this hit happened.
Yeah, before this happened.
Before this happened, they broke out the jail. They were going in and out of jail and going on Bourbon Street, getting daggers. They were doing a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my partners was involved with that. They were in there. I had a few partners in there. I'm thinking about it. Out Barone, out the Melph, out of St. Thomas. I had a few partners in there with that. Yeah. That they were actually leaving down a stairwell and going out the door and coming back. Going home, going by their girl, lay up, get some, and come back. And, man, they were video recording all that. They made a video and they sent it to CNN.
I bet you that pissed some people off.
Oh, that pissed a lot of people off. Yes, indeed. That pissed a lot of people off, bro.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my partners, they was fighting those charges for a long time. Man. For them breaking out the jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was fighting those charges for a long time, man. They wanted to make an example out of them, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of dudes that didn't leave and go nowhere, they would just happen to be on the tip that it happened on. And they gave them dudes extra time. And it had nothing to do with it. They were enjoying the fruits of the labor, you know, because they going to get Popeyes and Domino's and all of that. They leaving and going to get real street food and coming back to the jail. So, yeah, they were reaping the benefits of that. So, they made everybody on that tip, damn, they got extra time. More time than what they had.
That video that they sent to CNN, there was a gun involved, too.
Yeah, they had guns up there. They had drugs up there. They were shooting dice. Man, I saw 38. I saw like a little 2-shot Dillinger. A little 2-shot, 2-barrel gun, a Dillinger. But man, bro, to have guns in jail in New Orleans, you ain't gonna never see that before nowhere else. That was crazy. That was crazy work, for real. That was crazy work. In the jail.
Anybody got shot?
No, anybody get shot. Nah.
They had it like the Thanos gauntlet. In that motherfucker.
Bro.
Let it come down, you heard
Man,
me?
bro. They were doing so much in there, bro. I saw one video, they had a hot sausage on French with cheese dressing. Man, them dudes had daggers and everything, bro. Going on bourbon and coming back to the jail. That was crazy work.
Man.
That was crazy work.
Prison Ingenuity. Man, I just seen a video, I'm supposed to be posting this. In New Orleans or in some place in Louisiana, they barreled a seafood. They did a seafood barrel out the toilet.
Oh wow,
potatoes, shrimps.
Oh man, I can see it though.
Hey, look,
creative,
man, looking good. Yeah, I know people gonna say, man, it's coming out the toilet, but it looked good.
I saw where they were doing that, but it wasn't seafood. It was chicken, fried chicken. They took the wires that they plugged the fan up with and cut the wires, and they stuck two of it on the end of them with aluminum foil, and stuck them into the sockets, and then took the other edges and stuck them into the grease inside the pool. So it was bubbling and getting hot, and they were putting the chicken in there.
Man.
Hey, listen, and jail dudes are real creative, bro. You'd be surprised. You ever heard of a molly?
Yeah.
Moles are good. I was really, really good at that, making moles.
Yeah.
I made a mole one time. I was in St. Charles Parish jail. I was in Nelson Coleman Correctional Center. And I was in there with a guy from Raceland. Wow, what was his name? Big dude, big cocky dude. I talked about him recently. But we made a mole. Bruh, it was so huge. It was so big. Bruh, I was able to, we had 5 bowls of it, but we cut the rest of it in slices and we served the rest of the guys on the dome. We were on the dome with like 52 people.
Damn.
Yeah, and everybody got some of it.
Damn.
Man, bro. The mole, they got something they call a hookup. We take the bread and make it to like a dough and lay it out. It's bread and water, just make it into a dough. And then take whatever spaghetti or like it might be lunch from that day, like red beans and rice, and fold it into the mold and roll it up with the bread, and it looks like a big salami. But it's the hookup.
Yeah.
You know, and they take it, they put it in, they open up a garbage bag, a brand new garbage bag, slice it with a razor, and wrap it in that, get it tight so no water gets in it, tie shoestrings on the edges of it, and put it right inside that hot water, inside the sink. The sink that you wash your hands with, clean that mud out. The hot water coming out the sink will make it hot. Or we take the wires and put them in there. Or we take the cooler that we get the ice and water. Each till had a cooler. And we would take the ice and the water out, put it in a big garbage bag. And we would lay up there and put the hot water in there and take those same 2 wires, stick them in there, put the hook up in there. And when you pull it out, it's cooked now. It's hot, it's warm. You cut that hook up open, you cut it open. You got some hot red beans and it's a hookup. Yeah. Real talk. A lot of people used to make the noodles with the cheese and smoked sausage and cut it up. Put that inside of it. Fold it up. Hook up. Flatten out the bread, make the dough. Put that in the middle of it, fold it up. You got your hookup. Cook it the same way.
Every time I went to jail, I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
I just couldn't eat. I don't know.
That's what I do. When I go to jail, I'm going to eat. I'm going to gain weight.
Man,
the biggest I got was like 234.
Damn.
I'm going to work out and I'm going to eat.
Damn.
I gain a lot of weight when I go to jail.
I don't know. I don't know. I've been, like, all my partners go back and forth to jail, so I guess they accommodate and they're used to it.
They ain't gonna never see me no more, partner. Thank you, Lord. They ain't gonna never see me no more. They can have it. I'm good. I go to Planet Fitness and work out now. They ain't gonna never see me no more, partner. I'm good. I done my thing with that. That's old.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, bro. That's good.
Yeah, bro.
That's good. Well, man, how you feel about the No Limit versus Cash Money? Who won?
Oh, man. Who won? Man, listen. Anybody know me?
Get to the grits.
Listen. I got this thing that I see. Gangster say he gonna steal it from me. Put it on a t-shirt. No Cox Cable, no Dish Network. Direct TV. No Limit won hands down, bro.
Period.
And that, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I wouldn't have done that with just BG and Juvie. I would have had to get Weezy F Baby in now. I would have had to put all bygones aside. Come on, Turk. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted it to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I hear that, Cash Money versus No Limit, I know No Limit coming with they hit us. I know they coming with they hit us. They're gonna have multiple people. Man, if I could have told the Bird a week prior to them doing it, man, get the whole team together. Whatever you got to do, get the whole team together. Because I know for a fact you're going to need every last one of them to put on. You know what I'm saying? And I blame it on song selection. The song selection, I feel like they had some good songs that they used, Cash Money, but they had better songs they could have used too, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like they could have did better, bro. That's my dudes. That's my guys. I'm Cash Money to the death of me. But like I said, I rock with No Limit too, but I'm a big Cash Money fan. I feel like, I'm under that umbrella. You know what I'm saying? Being around them so much. That's my people. Bruh, I'm a raw and cut it dude. No Limit tore the ass. Big old facts. Big old facts. The energy. You know what I'm saying? They was rapping. They was not performing. It's a difference, bro. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes was performing. You know what I'm saying? They got the crowd into it. Every time No Limit artists did something, they was performing. They was rapping. Juvie and Jizzle, they was just rapping. Bird and Manny, they just was rapping. They wasn't performing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I feel like they shot themselves in the foot, bro. I promise you. Bro, if they'd had Weezy F in that thing, man, come on, bro. He's a performer. Weezy would have turned them up. He would have turned them up. They would have went off of his energy. You know what I'm saying? That's big old facts, bro. That's big old facts. Undeniable. If they'd have had Weezy F Baby in there, believe me, they'd have went off his energy. They'd have performed. Because I saw this at the Cash Money reunion for the 30 years at Essence. They went off dude energy. That made them, you know what I'm saying? Perform. Mm-hmm. Real talk. Real rap.
The message Birdman had for Turk, you seen that?
Bruh. Nah. When it comes to that type of stuff, I really try to stay out of it because homie grown man, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say the same thing I said before. And I said this on an interview I did with Gangster.